In today's forecast, a big cooldown could be possible here next week across portions of the central country. Invest 93E has developed in the Eastern Pacific, and it does have the possibility of becoming a hurricane, possibly even a major hurricane down the line, as it is expected to become pretty close to areas of land. A new tropical disturbance has been located directly off the western coast of Africa, and it does have the potential of becoming a tropical system far down in time, marking that the third active system we are watching here in the Atlantic. Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another NWW 116 forecast. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday here for today, and obviously, guys, happy Labor Day tomorrow, as we are seeing for a lot of people an extended weekend, so hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful extra day there. So, we have a lot to talk about in regard to today, my friends. We have the tropics on the Atlantic and the Eastern Pacific side, as we are watching some pretty close call systems. Like Earl, we got to really watch out for, as it could actually get a little bit more closer to Bermuda than we thought, as well as we have ourselves basically 12E in the Eastern Pacific. This one could have some pretty serious consequences far down the line for portions of western Mexico, kind of towards the Bay of California. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about for today. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, guys. Be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, my friends, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, so the first system we'll be talking about here for right now is Tropical Storm Earl, currently located just directly north of San Juan. We are watching this directly just northwest here of the Leeward Islands. Now, this system is kind of pretty slow moving, as we were looking here, currently moving at a whopping 5 miles per hour. Definitely is quite a speedy system here. Anyways, that's kind of an exaggeration, by the way. But anyways, so this system is tracking its way here to the north, and this system could become a hurricane as early as Tuesday morning. So I do want to go ahead and show you guys something that is quite interesting here. So here's the thing. With the latest update on my program here, it does show it getting up to a Category 2. That little speck that you see right there, that's actually lovely old Bermuda there. Now, like I said, before, Bermuda might actually have a lot more impacts than we thought at first. Now, this wind field of this system could be quite large, as we are going to discuss. We'll take a look at more of that in the models and stuff like that. Bermuda needs to watch this here pretty closely. I'll explain more of that here in a moment. But anyways, so this system does have the last frame here being at a Category 2. Although I want to go ahead and show you guys the latest National Hurricane Center Outlook has a M for that last little update for 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Now, what the M stands for is major hurricane, meaning Category 3 or higher. And in this case, it would likely be a Category 3 here, because it goes from a hurricane to a major, which, you know, it can't really jump categories. So it's basically going from a Category 2 to a Category 3 here. That's what's expected as of 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And now, obviously, this can still fluctuate. Like I was mentioning, this polygon, or this big old cone of uncertainty, I should say, is actually quite large and basically in all directions. So there is still a bit of uncertainty of where this thing could track, as well as potentially how strong it could be. Although I'd say that this system definitely has a really good potential of becoming a pretty strong, if not a major hurricane. So we got to really watch out for this over the next few days. Alrighty, guys, now next up we have ourselves Hurricane Danielle, marking that first hurricane of the 2022 season. So here's the thing, my friends. Now, Danielle is expected to remain a hurricane until as early as Thursday. Now, on Thursday, it is expected to downgrade from a hurricane into a tropical storm here. Now, there is some really good news with this system. This system is going to have like little to no impacts anywhere of any form of land, which is definitely good news, because it is tracking its way here away from all areas. And what we are expecting is this system is just going to get sucked up in the jet stream and pretty much just cause no problem. So we're really not too worried about Danielle at this point. Although it is the first hurricane of the season, it's really not forecasted to hit anywhere, which is definitely some good news. Okay, so now we're moving on in here into 12E. Now, this system we got to really watch out for. This is honestly the system that I'm actually really kind of a little bit worried about. This thing could cause some problems here down the line. I'm going to go ahead and explain to you exactly why. So currently, it is on the verge of becoming a tropical storm. It's right there at the point. Current sustained winds here of 40 miles per hour. Now, this thing is expected to remain a tropical storm for the next few days. Basically, I believe until Tuesday, this thing is expected to become a hurricane. Now, here's the thing. This system is going to make its way very, very closely to the areas here of land. Like I was saying, getting really, really close here to the Gulf of California. Now, this system could have some potential impacts towards the areas here towards like La Paz down the line, areas towards Cabo San Lucas, and basically this little peninsula here. This could have a lot of potential problems here down the line, and honestly, this is something we're going to need to watch out for. Now, the current cone does have this thing remaining a Category 1, although, as we are going to see in the models here in a few minutes, this is actually going to be possibly even stronger than just a Category 1, in which, you know, the models are actually supporting this thing being quite strong. So we're going to discuss more of that here in a minute. I just want to go ahead and give you guys an update on this. So between Earl as well as 12E, these two systems, we got to watch pretty closely. Now guys, before we go ahead and move on into the models in regard to the spaghetti models as well as the intensity forecast, so before we do that guys, I want to go ahead and say we do have a sale on our merch store. Most things are 30% off. Now we are having a limited time offer for our NWW116 shirt. This shirt is about to be taken off the market forever. So if you guys want to get it, now is the last time to have it. This is the only one in existence. So if you guys would like to get one, now is the time to do it, because after Monday, on Tuesday, this is going to be off the shop for good. So if you guys want to check all that out, all the links are down below. Alrighty guys, shifting gears here back to Tropical Storm Earl, taking a look here at the spaghetti plots in regard to the main hurricane models. Now you're going to notice there is a little bit more agreement today compared to what we have been seeing over the last few days. So as of now, this storm is now taking a northerly approach away from the areas here towards the Caribbean and tracking its way here to the north. Now once it passes that 72-hour mark, basically the next 2.5 days, this is going to start to veer its way to the northeast, as a lot of the models do actually hint it. Now, there is about 3 models out of the bunch, out of the dozen models here we do have, that do have it tracking a little bit more west. Now, that little speck here, once again, that is Bermuda, and this system could be tracking its way relatively close to Bermuda. Now, Bermuda, as mentioned before, could have some impacts down the line for these locations, so we got to obviously pay attention to that. But for the most part, the models are showing this thing track its way just east of Bermuda. Now, when it comes to the intensity in regard to these models, you will notice that we are seeing a rapid uptrend in regard to this system here. Now, a lot of the models are having this thing actually get up pretty crazy. And like I was saying, hurricane status is pretty much a given at this point. This thing is expected to become a hurricane down the line. Now, the majority, the average point of the models does have this thing creeping up towards Category 3, and that's probably why the National Hurricane Center did put that major hurricane for that last little segment there. So, that is what we are talking about, my friends. So, the intensity is only expected to increase for the next several days here with Tropical Storm Earl. Alright, so next up we have ourselves Tropical Storm K that just developed here in the Eastern Pacific as the making of this video. So, this was 12E I was talking about. So before I started the video, this was actually 12E, and now it's Tropical Storm K. So this thing is now officially a tropical system. Anyways, so as we tracked our way down in time here, we have a lot of agreement based off of these models here. You can see how they're pretty bunched together, showing that there is a bit of decent support between these models. Now, the crazy part is, and what I was talking about, is this thing is going to be getting very, very, very closely here to the sides here of Western Mexico. So, that is what we are talking about. We do have one Outcast model that does have it tracking way more to the west, but the chances of that actually playing out is very, very low, because considering all the other main models are very, very bunched together and showing a lot of agreement. So, when it comes to the intensity of this specific system, the models are kind of all over the place in regard to the intensity, although we are very, very confident this thing is going to do some rapid intensification here. The majority of the models has this thing getting up to around Category 1 status. As of right now, we just have that Category 1 as the max expected intensity as of now, but there is a handful of the models, about half of the models that actually do suggest a Category 2 or higher. So, in regard to the latest information here, this system is going to be something we need to watch here very, very closely. As like I said, we're going to have some major impacts here down the line. Now, whenever it came to Danielle a little bit ago, like I said, we're not going to look at Danielle's track or intensity because, like I said, it's not supposed to hit anywhere specifically for Danielle, and it's moving its way far way out, and it's supposed to just kind of die out over the next little bit. But anyway, so I'm not going to look here at Hurricane Danielle right now, because there's just really no need to. Alright, so guys, now we're moving on here into the GFS model in regard to things here, and after this, we'll take a look at the overall cooldown. It's expected across the nation. It could get pretty chilly, not going to lie with you guys. So, here we go. First up, we have the GFS model. Right there, we have ourselves Danielle. Once again, not really expected to do much of anything here. And then, obviously, this is Tropical Storm Earl. So, as we track down here in time, obviously, Danielle is going to move its way to the northeast as Earl moves its way up here to the north. Now, that little speck right there, you guys can barely see that, but that is Bermuda. Now, this system is expected to rapidly develop according to the GFS model and make its way very, very close to Bermuda. Now, in regard to the wind field with this system, it is definitely going to be very, very close here, as we are seeing Bermuda kind of around that 25 to 30 knot range, which is getting pretty close to tropical storm force winds. A little bit of a shift to the west will definitely allow for possible tropical storm conditions to might occur across portions here of Bermuda. Now, here's the thing. These systems do basically move their way down here. They rotate counterclockwise, and so we are going to have a lot of waves pushing against the northern portion of Bermuda, regardless of this. So we could see a little bit of swelling of water across those coastlines, across portions of Bermuda. Not necessarily just the possibility of some tropical storm force winds, but maybe even a little bit of flooding or coastal flooding being a possibility. So in regard to Tropical Storm K, in regard to the GFS model, currently clocking in as of now of 997 millibars according to the GFS model. Now here's the thing, my friends, that is the remain of Tropical Storm Javier. Now as we track in time here, you're going to notice some pretty interesting things here from the GFS. Actually tracking its way out to the west, pretty far away from areas of land, but it's going to bring its way back into the sides here, right next to the Bay of California. So obviously this peninsula, I'm not exactly sure the name of the peninsula, but this is going to be pretty bad for these areas. Now this model in particular has that pressure diving down into the 960, almost near 950 range in some of those scans. That's kind of equivalent to a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane in regard to pressure equivalent. Switching on over here to the ECMWF model, my friends. This is our European model. We have ourselves, once again, the remains of Javier moving its way out to sea. No longer any issues. So here's the thing. As we track in time here, kind of a similar thing to what the GFS was saying, kind of moving its way a little bit out to sea, but then getting attracted like a magnet back towards that peninsula area. So that is going to be a possible concern for these areas here down the line. Now, this one doesn't get it as strong as compared to what the GFS model was saying, only around the 984, 83 millibar zone as it gets close to the coast there, which is kind of around a Category 1, which is kind of what the majority of the hurricane models were saying, but like I said, there's still a lot of disagreement in regard to things. So as of right now, we're just going to call it around a Category 1 or upon landfall, but just know, don't be surprised if this does increase over the next little bit. Now, with the European model here in the Atlantic, kind of the similar thing in regard to GFS model. Once again, Danielle just tracking its way out here, but we have ourselves Tropical Storm Earl. Now, this model in particular has this thing, once again, get very, very close to the island of Bermuda here, with that pressure equivalent to around 966 millibars. Once again, that's kind of around a Category 3. So, between the GFS and the ECMWF model, we are seeing a possible major hurricane just right there on the doorstep of Bermuda, kind of around the areas here of September 10th for the early morning hours. So, these according to this model in regard to timing. So, we are severely going to need to watch Bermuda as well as the eastern portions or the western portions here of Mexico over the next little bit with these two tropical systems. Alrighty, you guys. So, for the last thing for today's video, guys, I want to go ahead and say we are going to take a look here at this cool down that is possible across the country here around the extended range for the next 6 or so days. So, if you guys did enjoy the video so far, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated, guys. Thank you seriously for all your support. We are on the road to 6,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. So once again, big thanks goes to you guys. Definitely does mean a lot. So, we're taking a look here at the GFS model. Now, we're going to track down here in time. As you're going to notice, we're going to have this big old shot of cold air drive its way down across portions here of the northern portion of the country. Now, there is a possibility this could actually track its way towards the central U.S. as well, basically between the 10th and the 13th. Now, those temperatures could get down into the 40s as low as portions of southern Missouri. According to the latest GFS model, now this is still can change a little bit, but anyways, look how sharp of cold temperatures or cooler temperatures could be possible for portions of the country here. This is for 8 o'clock in the morning on September 11th, according to the GFS model. Now, with the European model on the same exact time here for 8 o'clock in the morning on September 11th, once again, showing a lot of agreement here. We're talking literally temperatures in the 40s yet again with those temperatures there. So it is expected to get pretty daggone cold. Now, you're going to notice there is a pretty sharp gradient line, so we might need to watch this for possible thunderstorm activity down the line, because usually if you have like these big bursts of cold air overtaking the warm air, there might be a little bit of interaction and obviously possibility of some severe thunderstorms. So this is in the far extended range for like September 9th into the 10th into the 11th. So we might see in the far range possibility of some thunderstorms, but I really haven't dived into that yet, but it's just still a subject to change. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Greatly appreciate it. We are on the road, once again, to 6,000 subscribers. I absolutely cannot believe it. So a special thanks goes to every single one of you guys out there. God bless you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day tomorrow. We are planning on doing a live stream here for tonight. We are planning to do a personal forecast live stream for all of you guys. This will be available for everyone, so I hope to see you guys then, probably around 9 o'clock or so. So once again, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Peace out.